All right. Hey, everybody. Dee and Larry Corchin. We are glad to be with you guys here on Monday, March 23rd for Team Time. Thank you guys for coming. Looks like we have 50 people on the call already, so we appreciate that. And really just wanted to use this evening to connect with you guys. And I'm seeing some comments. Did you guys like that Brene Brown intro? It really is what we are designed to do as coaches, no matter what. And I think just in human connection, but I think at no time ever is it more appropriate than right now. And so we just wanted to be here for you guys tonight, just kind of talk about what's going on in the world, and then just, you know, how do we take care of ourselves and how do we move through this together to better serve other people. And so we decided not to do up close and personal tonight, not to single out any individual coach. What we're going to do is going to be in a few minutes, just pretty much open mic night. So would like input from all those that feel comfortable. But we wanted to start with our team rally. We have been doing our back to basics. And again, I think it's been a really good opportunity for us to be doing this, to be centered on our own personal health so we can better serve others. And I'm going to turn it over to you, Larry, about results from this last week and what we're going to do.
Breaking news. So we have the results. The results are in from the rally. And first of all, everybody's doing a fantastic job. The consistency is really neat too. I get to see, I've got week over week over week. You can't see this. The font is too small even for me. But you guys are doing a fantastic job being consistent as far as, again, just with your habits of reading and communicating and just staying out there and, you know, communicating with clients. And that's really what the focus was this week. What we did is we took the top 3 coaches that were consistent in doing a written or live on social media, as well as posting in Eat, Live, and being Optavia. And the reason we selected that is because right now it's so important to be communicating with our clients and staying in touch. So with that, I'll announce the winners this week. We have 3 of them. We have Beth Benoit. So Beth, congratulations. No, excuse me. No.
You mean Ruth?
Excuse me, Ruth. That's a typo. I apologize. I combined
They are
Beth
related.
and Ruth.
Beth
It's Ruth. I'm sorry. It's Ruth. Hold on. Stand by. Please stand by. Yes, it's Ruth. I apologize. I combined the 2 of them. Sorry. But anyway, so Ruth, congratulations. You won. Cassie, you won. I don't know where Cassie is. The screen's pretty big here. So Cassie, congratulations. And Elaine Yazison. So congratulations. Each one of you will be getting a $25 gift certificate to Amazon. Why Amazon? It's probably the only thing that's open right now. So that's why you're going to get Amazon. So anyway, congratulations. And again, the reading is out for this week. And please, what was it, one more week this week? This is our last week. So please make it a good one. And again, I hope your habits continue. That's it. Back to you.
So I've been having a lot of interesting conversations with coaches this week. I think we all have very mixed emotions about what's happening with the pandemic. How is it going to affect us personally, our family members? You know, how it might impact our business, how our clients might respond, how our coaches might respond. Had some very, you know, touching conversations with different people who've brought me up to speed with what actually is happening in their household. And we do have a coach in our team who's had family members diagnosed. So there's all sorts of things happening. And we just want you guys to know that we care, that we are going through emotions too. I mean, yesterday was just like a weepy day for me, a crying day. I was thinking a lot about my boys. They both live away from us. They live alone, and thinking about my parents and all of that. So we're definitely going through all of this as you guys are, and just wanted to see, really to check in on how you're doing, because some coaches have shared with me that they're just struggling. They're not sure how to show up on social media, what to say to a client or whatnot. So really just kind of wanted to open up if anybody wanted to pipe in maybe about something that that maybe a conversation that surprised you that's gone well, or something you might be struggling with. Debbie Pascal, I see your hand first.
Okay, mine is twofold. I think everybody who is a parent with children is probably experiencing that whole, like, how am I going to do this? Because so far I'm struggling with, my son's already got school going on and it's at home, and I'm really leaning on my daughter to do the work because her school hasn't gotten it together yet. And this week is actually her spring break. So that, and then I had, one of my clients who started in like October and was 100% perfect all the way through the holidays, which that's incredible, started struggling in like February, and she's been struggling to stay on plan. She started asking, can I have a break from the life book? And we got down to maybe just one, can you read one page a day? And so she agreed to that. But just today when I called her, she said, I think I need to take a break. And I was like, well, okay, what's going on? And we talked for a little bit, and she said she's just feeling overwhelmed with everything in her life. And I said, there are some people that when you're feeling overwhelmed, you think, well, there's this one thing I can control. And so they dig in. And then there are some people that are like, I need to put my head in the sand and just kind of wait. And I said, and neither one's wrong. It's just different people respond differently. What are you thinking? And so basically what we decided is that I'm going to still do her weekly call. She's putting her order off for like the third week of next month. And she said, once she gets started, she'll be ready to go. She just needs to take a little bit of a breather. And so part of me was curious if I handled that well. I don't know that, like, maybe if you had talked to her, Dee, that you would have been able to help her recalibrate and set herself back on pace. But I don't know. I just didn't feel like, I don't know. I didn't feel like I was equipped for doing that. And so I would rather just kind of, I don't know. So the two things, one is juggling kids, and the other is how would you have dealt with that client?
Mm-hmm. Do you want to take either part of that?
You took the first part.
Okay. Yeah, we have a lot of moms on this call. So thank you, Debbie, because it's not like we're a homeschool mom or a working mom, like suddenly you're doing both and doing both together. And I think we talked a little bit, Debbie, about maybe just trying to set a schedule, set some structure. I think we all tend to thrive a little bit better in structure. So maybe blocking those times, that window of time that you feel like you need to be available for your son and your daughter for their school schedule. And then, and then maybe they can be working on some other alternate activity or get some free time while you allocate your time to your business, and just have those chunks. And it might be you get up earlier in the morning. We talked about that a little bit. Maybe do some social media posting early, be available for them, come back to it in the afternoon. But I think it's going to be time blocking so that you can give your attention where needed.
Sure. And on your client, it's hard. I mean, these are hard, and I'm glad you brought the question up. You tabled that because I'm sure we've heard similar throughout the team. Based on what you shared, though, it sounded like the client has had success. Okay, they've been on the program a while, and I always like to go back to, again, emphasize successes. And it's important for us not to look out to the future to say what if, and I've got to disconnect. Because disconnection from the whole, from the family, that's the way I look at it, it can be dangerous for clients. And so I would have, just kind of like, I think you always say it about eating an elephant, you can only eat it one bite at a time or something. My recommendation would have been probably just to, let's see how you do this week, okay? And just take it in smaller pieces versus I'm canceling my order, or I'm pushing my order out, from that standpoint. And again, with those clients, it's great for us to know that we need to touch base more consistently by phone or Zoom if we can on an ongoing basis. And what I mean by that is, like, right now, I had a client yesterday kind of really stressed out. And one of the things we talked about was meditation. Okay, the importance of kind of just clearing this noise, turning it off, and just focusing on our breath and being still. I mean, it's so hard sometimes for us to be still. So it's that kind of stuff. And I said, even though it was my weekly check-in with her, right? I said, do you want to talk tomorrow? you know, and doing that kind of stuff. There are no rules here, right? You can really, if you need to give extra love to your client, by all means, give extra love. So, so I don't know, you know, you may want to say, I thought about it, and call her back tomorrow or the next day and say, I was thinking about it. You know, you've had so much success. And what if we take it, you know, every 2 days, and I touch base with you every 2 days, almost like a new client where we start them, you know, the first 4 days. But trying to get them to that point might be an option. So, but that is great. I'm glad you shared that, because again, I'm sure similar questions have come up.
One thing that's going to become very apparent, I share a lot of videos from Paul Blanchard. He is actually our our coach and personal development coach, but I've learned a lot in the past few years about unhealthy thought patterns. And as humans, every single one of us on here, we have thoughts and we have patterns and loops that we get into in our thinking. And sometimes they serve us very, very well in some areas of our life, and then sometimes not so well. And what's going to happen right now, you maybe even be experiencing it yourself, when our emotions get heightened and our stress gets heightened, those unhealthy thought patterns they rise to the surface again, right? And so you'll find that, you know, if you have, I mean, is anybody personally struggling with staying on track with their eating? You know, if you might be struggling yourself. So these kind of patterns will become very apparent with your clients and coaches that you work with as well, very systemic, maybe all or nothing. And so what I kind of heard with Debbie was this person who health was a priority at one point has made this decision. She's just trying to clear whatever she can, like if she can take something off her plate. But the question probably is really, and why we want to come alongside our clients is health really the thing that you want to table at this point? You know, when we know that, because I know for me, if I get out of structure, I'm going to be more into chocolate and wine and things that are not going to do well for my immune system or whatever. So that would probably be my question to somebody as well. And like Larry said, I think more than ever, you guys, every single client needs a reach out from you. Every single coach on your team needs a reach out from you. Even if you don't know what to say or you're scared to call them, they need to hear from us more than ever. More than ever.
Yeah, I pinged a client that I know has been off plan for a while. I pinged him today. He goes, I know, I got to get back in the zone. And, you know, he didn't need to order. I knew he probably had a closet full of food, but he's like, he goes, I'm good as food, but I need to order. So I said, okay, let's connect every week, you know, if we need to. And so that's, you know, again, people out there are kind of, they're wrestling with all of this right now. And so, again, you know, fight for them. I mean, I don't know how else to say for it. We've got to fight for them in the right way through, I love the Brene Brown, empathy and being alongside them. So I'll shut up. More questions.
And I saw that Beth Bilton was offering to do Zoom meetings with her clients. I think that's beautiful. Get some face-to-face time with them as well. And that can be fun, especially if you've never seen, some of us have never met our clients in person.
This is Ashley. I have a quick question.
Sure, Ashley.
So in terms of like clients that you feel like are struggling, and obviously some that you may be apparently struggling and some that aren't really, you can't tell, right? How do you recommend we reach out without like seeming too pushy, and what are the appropriate things to like text without necessarily needing a response, but maybe saying that we're there for them somehow? Because I'm trying not to add to their stress by being like, oh, how are we doing on plan this week? Or, you know, so what are the right things to say, I guess?
Yeah, that's a good one, because I think in, you know, human nature is people want to hide when they're like, oh crap, it's Ashley. I'm not going, you know, not doing, you know, or fill in the blank, any coach's name. Yep. Oh shoot, I'm not doing well like that. That's not who I want to talk to. And so I was sharing with a coach today. I think, you know, we don't want to deviate from what we know is most important, right? Which is connection with our clients. We don't want to deviate even from our goals, which is to be successful and to help people in this business. But I think what we need to do is be flexible in our actions and our approaches, and maybe do things differently. So for example, I called clients last week. I was disappointed that very few answered, which tells me that very few are doing, you know, they're struggling. And so then this week, what I'm going to do, I'm not even waiting until Wednesday, which is my typical call day. Tomorrow, I'm going to just start some text series with people when I have a block of time. And I'm just going to say like, hey, Ashley, scale of 1 to 10, how are you doing emotionally and physically right now? I'm thinking about you, scale of 1 to 10. And then I'd heard this from another coach. And then when you get a response, because they'll probably respond to a text, like if they say I'm a 3 or something, say, hang on, can I give you a call real quick? Let's talk about it. And really just be there and listen to where they are right now. And like Larry said, see if we can help them move through it.
Okay.
Does that help?
Okay. Yeah, that's very helpful. Thank you.
You bet. Debbie Johnson, I see you on the line. You had a situation you said yesterday where you called a client and they were off the rails, and then by the end of the conversation, they said they wanted to get back on track, right? I see you, Debbie Johnson. Debbie Johnson, did I see you on? Can you unmute?
I don't see where.
You're right in the middle.
Oh, there you go. Gotcha.
I got it. Yeah, it was very interesting. I did a few calls yesterday. One, in the beginning, they were very flippant about how they'd been out, honestly, they'd been out drinking at a happy hour in their neighborhood or something. And by the end of the call, they were, and I said, well, how can we use the structure of our program just to help you and keep you strong and maintain the progress that you've made? And by the end, she said, you're absolutely right. She said, I'm going to be working from home, and the fuelings are really going to be really helpful. And I need to get back to the eating 6 times a day. So I almost felt useless because I just provided a few questions and she guided herself right back. It was really pretty cool.
That's awesome. So really good to hear.
Yeah.
Really good to hear.
I have who's a nurse practitioner in a really busy pediatric practice. And she's had a lot of great success. I think she's about 70 pounds. She's lost about 70 pounds. And she's just saying how she knows how the nutrition is strong and healthy. So that was a really great affirmation for me. Those two things yesterday, really.
I think that thank you for sharing.
Strength, I mean, this is not about losing weight. This is about getting people healthy and helping them be strong. And it's just really, it was really encouraging for me.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. And I think our mindset, it has a lot to do with it. Like if we know in our hearts and our minds that the right thing for individuals to do is to stay on track with their health. And, for those that might be struggling financially, that coaching could be a solution. Like if we know in our heart of hearts for the right reasons it's for them, then just be coming alongside people and just having conversations and not being afraid to have harder conversations. And you just asked a few questions and the person came to it themselves. So that is good. Heather, I see your hand is up. We're gonna go ahead and unmute you so I'd love to hear from you.
Hi, thank you. Can you hear me?
Just a little bit louder.
Right. Can you hear me now?
Just a little louder.
Right, okay, here we go. I hear your voice. So I just wanted to pop on and acknowledge 2 different scenarios. One, I spoke to a client who's been on for 2 months, and this week she was like, yeah, I didn't even weigh in, I didn't even do the life book, and I've seen, who this is, at a luncheon, and I just sort of saw her kind of put it on the back burner, not disengage, not even postpone her order. She said she just received, she's thrilled about it, kind of a little bit of self-correction, but I realized it gave me opportunity to reflect on where to lean in more and where to let go. And I felt like that was, and not let go, but just sort of okay, let this arc its natural cycle. I felt like there was something that she was giving herself permission to be with her emotional body and not necessarily deviate from program, but just feel into it. And what I realized in that is, kind of how do we have an a leg to stand on in integrity when we ourselves as coaches kind of can ride our own waves. And so sometimes, and if not posting or reaching out, and I'm like, oh, I'm the perfect coach, and I'm not having an emotional body, and I'm just, wow, rocking this. It was like the other side of recognizing, like, the more real I am with my clients, the more it gives them permission to just ride the waves and know I'm a safe place to be like, wow, they're human too, and they're struggling. It's a beautiful reflection. And then I had a brand new conversation today, and I have a health questionnaire coming up tomorrow, which is exciting. Someone that I haven't, we've been trying to connect for a while, and it gave me a new perspective that just like whether it's something to focus on, or they're like recognizing the value of prioritizing their health, or just ready to take that transformation. So it's so interesting to see the spectrum of how people are reassessing their health, or dealing with stress, or reprioritizing. It gave me a lot of just hope that to refocus on, like, yes, like this is not all tragic. Look at the beauty that's coming from time to reflect and repurpose. It was great. Really
Awesome.
great. Yeah.
Good.
Awesome. Heather, if I can share just, what you call the wave, as far as where that client is. A lot of times all we can do, especially if we're not 100% sure where they're coming from at that point, is just to ask them, say, well, how can I support you right now? What would be the best way for me to support you where you are right now? You can remind them of their why. Saying, okay, you said, it was important for you to get to a healthy weight for X or for Y, whatever their goal is. But it's interesting. A lot of times we will get stuck. We're like, okay, where are they coming from? Are they wanting to bail? Where, they're waffling, right? And so just asking the question, say, okay, how can I help serve you? How can I serve you in where you are now? What would you like? And I always find that to be almost liberating for us as coaches. And it opens up that door for them, because it's an offering. It's saying, here, I'm putting out my hand. I just don't know where you want me to guide you from that standpoint. So, it's a simple question, I think, to really help us both, the client and the coach. And again, there is a lot of good news out there. Even though we hear bad all the time, there is a lot of good news. You hear me emphasize, I think last week, about opportunity. There have been great stories of opportunity popping up this week. We're still adding coaches, we're still adding clients. I know, we've probably seen maybe a client go, silent on us, or, even the coach might be feeling a little down about what's going on, and maybe, again, pulling back a little bit in their business. But the key thing is, we do have opportunity to help people out there. And again, like you saw, I'm glad you shared that, because there are people out there that are saying, I want to do something. I got to get something done. So great for sharing.
I love the way that you phrase that. And the reality is, like, I love that you even had the opportunity to talk to her about that, right? Like, many clients would not even respond or send you a quick text or something like that. So you had the opportunity to have the conversation, and it just allows you to explore it together, which was great. And some of my clients, the conversations can be around, I just have a question, like, do you tend to respond emotionally like this, like wanting to abandon when you're stressed or whatnot? And how lucky are we that we have these tools with Dr. A, like that we're really designed to help you work through that. And, if they're open to it, just even giving the suggestion that they, look at, element 4 or element 23 on healthy mind. So beautiful.
And Carol just put a great comment in there. Even if they don't respond, again, just being still there, even if our clients don't respond right now, it's still good for them to know that you're there for them during difficult times. So again, absolutely, Carol. Again, if they hear your voice, or they get your text, or Marco Polo, whatever it may be, it's so key. It's so key to make sure people, especially because they feel isolated. A lot of us feel isolated right now. Clients feel isolated. So it's really important to make sure people are communicating in that. So awesome stuff.
Another suggestion I had heard was that could be really good is to do a video text to your clients if
Mhm.
they don't answer your calls, or do a video through Messenger on Facebook. And just like you were saying, Carol was saying, let them hear from you. Even if you don't hear back, they will come around again, right? Like, we will get through this. There will be the other side. And the question is really, how do you want to show up during this period for yourself? And how do you want to, it's good to say, hey, I showed up for my clients. I was there. They didn't all come to the table, but we showed up for them. We wanted to let you know at 8 o'clock, you're going to want to go directly over to Dr. A's call at 8. We just got notice they're making a big announcement to support us to be able to help more people. So there's an announcement at 8 that you don't want to miss on Dr. A's call. And then Larry and I are going to open up our Zoom room, the same number, tomorrow at noon, to talk about what that is that they're going to announce, how to best utilize it. And then on Saturday, we were going to do a event here in Atlanta, but of course that was canceled. So we're taking it online, working with Meg Johnson, working with Susan Palace. Several from here are going to be speaking on the call. We're going to do our own trilogy call of sharing our health program and business opportunity on Saturday. So we're going to share some tips on how to best invite to that, how to best participate, and then follow up with people around it.
Yeah, and lastly, again, we're wrapping up. We've got less than 2 minutes here. Again, we talked a lot about our clients today. As far as coaches out there, if you're struggling out there, please speak up. And again, touch base with your coach and your mentorship team, because again, it's a lot to deal with as far as what's going on. We are, again, the fact that we are a health and wellness company and our company does produce food, we're in good shape as far as producing and, again, putting stuff out for our clients and the community. And we're an important part. We play an important part in the community to help people right now. So, again, remember that. And, again, if you're not feeling there, again, let's talk about it, because it's important to make sure that we're all showing up the right way for our clients, and we want to make sure you guys are supported, and again, get that empathy. How nice that tied in, but get that empathy that you need too, so we can help share through your emotions and your feelings. So we appreciate every one of you guys. So keep doing what you're doing. You're doing fantastic. Again, this too shall pass. I'm praying, and I'm sure you guys are too, that this will pass quicker than what we've been hearing. And again, we pray for those that are sick and those that are at risk. I know we have parents. I know in our small group, we're praying for parents that are sick. And I know we have parents on the phone as well that are either quarantined in homes or can't get out because of this. So again, know that we're praying every day.
We
for
also know we have
everybody.
some team members who have children that are on the front lines, that are physicians and nurses and et cetera. So our thoughts and prayers, want all you guys to stay healthy and everything that Larry mentioned. So we love you guys. We're here for you. We will be available another informal like this tomorrow at noon, a little more specific around what they're going to announce at 8. So we'll see you later. Thanks for coming on, guys. So good to see everybody.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.